because we'll get a better connection.
Yeah.
I'm showing us offline of Twitch.
Twitch isn't working.
I'm showing us online for everything.
No, came back on.
Yeah.
Twitch just popped on.
So it's going to be one of
There we
those
go.
nights.
Yeah, sorry
Yeah.
guys. It's sometimes it happens. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really
Isn't
funny.
technology wonderful?
It says that we're up and we're 30 frames per second, and so hopefully now we'll be good for the rest of the
Good.
thing.
Yeah.
Groovy.
Good gravy. Yeah.
It says our bit rate settings are out of recommended for Facebook. So it's because we're streaming at 10,000 kilobits per second, and I think that's too high for Facebook.
Maybe.
All right, here we are.
Heck.
All is fine.
Darn computer.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So where were we? We were talking about Begonia and maybe.
I brought up Begonia because Jeff brought up scanners, and there is similar ichor in between the two movies. So there you go.
Okay.
And yeah, I brought up
still in theaters. I see. Huh.
Yeah, I brought up the SAG Awards, and so some of the nominated ones: Begonia, F1, Blue Moon, Frankenstein, Hamnet, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Song Sung Blue, Weapons, and Wicked for Good.
Okay.
So, those are the screeners I get.
My mom saw
Okay.
Hamnet and said that it was absolutely the best movie.
Really?
Really, really good, and she recommends I go see it.
Okay. There's some TV, Severance, Palm Royale, Andor, Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Only Murders in the Building, The Last of Us, The Pit. I've seen some of these.
Yeah.
Squid Game.
Only murder. I love
Stranger
Only
Things.
Murders. Building. It's good.
Only Murders in the Building is excellent.
Yeah. Fun show.
I think we're all caught up on that.
We are. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
The Bear is really good too.
Colleen watches The Bear.
Yeah, I haven't seen this season though.
But anyway, so I have a little time to watch one or two more of these. I've seen a couple of the. I've seen more TV, I think, than I have movies, because we're cheap. But actually, what's funny is I think that with the movies, I think they give me until like the 15th of March to finish watching them, which is cool. But voting closes tomorrow.
Well, so you can still watch it even though it's already over. Voting's already over.
Yes.
Wow.
And so
Used to be that they sent you the discs and then you just had them forever.
right, and so this is and they do what they do on airplanes, which is they identify them with a code, and I assume the code is randomly generated per person so that they know who leaked it, which is interesting. But like I went up and I looked up Marty Supreme, and it expires on the 15th of March. So there's a little time for us to check it out if there's something on these lists that you want to see, Colleen.
I will have to take a look.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. So get a little something for my dues.
Yeah.
If we had a newer Samsung television, they would natively play on the television, which is cool. Also, if you have the Apple TV or you have Amazon, we have the one that it doesn't support, which is Google TV. And we have an older Samsung, so I don't think we can view it on the older Samsung.
Well, it's just not going our way, is it?
Nope. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
We're clever. We're tricky. What else happened this week? Anything?
Jeff, you were starting to tell us about Rose's birthday, or did I imagine that?
I didn't think I said anything about it actually, but
Oh, I must have just read it.
Yeah. Um, let's see. On Rose's birthday, we went to Disneyland. Um, and let's see here. 14, 16, okay. And then we went on like Thunder, Big Thunder, and I think we wandered around a bit basically because Rose wanted to go on certain things, and I guess just couldn't go on. But um, we wanted to made our way to DCA and got on what you call it on Little
Sorry?
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Yeah, yeah. But we did end up eating food there before that. It was the first thing we actually did there, really, which was Riverbell Terrace.
I haven't eaten there in
And
years.
yeah,
River
yeah.
Bell Terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a service. It's a service restaurant. I mean, way back long ago it wasn't, but it's a service restaurant now. They actually have waiters and
Yeah.
such servers.
Was it good?
I liked it. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What did I got? It was like a veggie meatloaf thing. Is what I got.
Oh.
And then apparently, I guess Rose is saying. I mean, well, I don't know if you were. Rose said that she and David and Owen got sick from the food. I don't know. I mean, it could have been from that. I don't know.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I didn't, but it's okay. We after that we had gone over and we did the ride and we went to Pam's Test Kitchen and had something to drink, and then Rosie had to go, was not feeling well, so we left, and I took her on home. And when we got there, well, yeah, I did. You had the meat. We got there. I dropped them off and I went back home. And then Rose didn't know, but we set up a surprise birthday party for Rose.
Oh,
Hey,
but
right
she
on.
wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, yeah. And she was feeling well. She was feeling better later on.
Oh, good.
And yeah, and so went back out and got them and came back, and it was all Muppets themed, and we did like a video, or not a video, we did a puppet show for her with like this little puppets. I guess you call it a puppet stage. It wasn't really. It's sort of like a little sit up where we just sat behind some wrapping papers that look like a stage sort of thing, like Punch and Judy.
Cool.
And I did puppets up in there. I had Turk and an animal and whatnot, and such. And like the little Rolf one, which I have, which is not like the full size Rolf. It's the little kid one from.
It's the
I don't
Fisher
know
Price
when they made
one.
it. Probably. It's
Yeah.
not very large. It's like a foot, something like that. It's like a foot
Right, but
big
it
or
was
so.
it was a commercially available one that they sold in stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Fisher Price
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, just like the animal one, but he's actually a little bigger. He's not full size animal, but he's good. He just
Right.
And my Turk and Owen had the Kermit that I had,
Mhm.
and was doing that and a crow and such, and we did this whole thing that Casey wrote out. This whole thing about about Rosella and her birthday or whatever, and so Owen pretty much stayed to the script. A little bit changes here and there. Myself as Turk, I didn't bother with the script. I just started,
Improving.
off the entire thing, the entire time. So it was funny because we kept skipping over lines and no one, so Kermit's like, "What are you talking about?" If Casey tried to upload the video, it was very long. I guess it was like 6 gigs or something, to like Google Drive. So I don't know where that's at right now, or I'd be able to have a clip of it, or you can see part of it. But yeah, Owen was doing pretty good on the Kermit voice. Has gotten a lot better.
Cool.
Yeah. So we did that and had cupcakes and cheesecake and whatnot, along with for dessert and Rose said that she sent you some clips, Sean, some time ago. I don't know when.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Rose said I sent short clips for Sean, so I don't know if you see those. Yeah.
Take a look.
Yeah, and then I did, then we did the dessert stuff. So, it was fun. And Rose opened presents, But yeah, it was hard performing behind paper
Sure.
because I'm like, I don't want to destroy the paper that's supposed to be, that's supposed to be shielding the view of us and just have the puppets,
Right.
So like I can't rest my hand on it or anything, so it's really difficult.
Well, that's the problem with puppeteering in general. Is it like you have no real connection to the audience, and unless you have monitors and things like a camera aimed at you, you can't really see what's going on. You got to kind of sort of wing it, and it's not like you're a ventriloquist where the puppet is right next to you, which makes things really really interesting. I do have one of these clips here.
See which one it is. Who knows?
I don't know. I got 3. I just grabbed the first one.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see what this does.
It was hard. So.
What?
Oh my god.
This must be
Is
a.
that puppet from the whatnot stuff or?
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
That's a one with this puppet that Rosie had gotten from I think a garage sale or something, but it's actually a really pretty well made puppet.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, lots of screaming. We had a T-Rex tear down your barrier. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
most of the part I was like, you couldn't see us for the most part. Yeah.
Puppeteering is not the easiest of things. It's fun, but it's challenging.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what makes it fun is it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And you have to be funny. You have to be adept at manipulating the puppet.
Yes.
And you have to just sort of overall be engaged. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it was fun. Got to do all that with Rosie. Word to B-Day.
Don says that he painted his R2 dome.
Yay!
Yeah, Don had to sort of rebuild his. He's been 3D printing a dome, and it's looking pretty good so far. I'm pretty impressed with it.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole idea of printing the R2 piece by piece and then melding it together and gluing it and stuff. I'll show you a quick pic that he sent over. And so of course, nobody, if you were to print an R2 in one fell swoop, even just the body cylinder or something like that, you would need a 3D printer that's about 20 inches in diameter. Because the body's about 18 inches in diameter. And so nobody has printers that big unless you're, super rich and or a professional. And so, everything he's doing is looking pretty good. And of course, you print it in color and then you paint it, and getting things like metallic parts and things are a real challenge. And so, that's going to be pretty great when he gets it all together. I think I remember he was saying maybe May 4th he was trying to shoot for that. And of course you can print a static one that just has it just looks great. Some people use them to hold their video games and things. They basically make a console unit out of it and put their video games in there so that they can plug all the controllers and stuff in, and it just sits next to the TV. And then of course the real fun is making them remote control. And there are a whole slew of R2s that have just sort of flooded fandom because of that Home Depot R2D2 that came out. It was a Christmas decoration. Yeah. So a lot of people bought them and then made them into RC R2s, which is pretty neat.
Yeah. It's like what is he made? The Home Depot one, is that styrene?
It's injection molded, probably ABS. It's it's probably ABS plastic because it's meant to be reasonably solid. I don't think it's meant to be outside. I think it's one of the ones that's like, nah, you should just keep this in the house. But usually the plastic parts of these are all injection molded ABS, and and it's pretty solid. It's reasonably solid, and then you can reinforce it with things. And of course, once somebody got their hands on it, they started 3D modeling all sorts of add-on parts. They made new light kits, and so basically you can go online, buy a whole bunch of extra parts, and give it a major glow up.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah. The one that I want to do here, I'll show you what his dome looked like before he got to painting it. So you can see all the segment lines where he's taping and gluing. It's got a lot of ridges and stuff that he had to sand off. A lot of work went into this to make it look like one solid piece. And so this is that. And then here, he was kind of like sort of assembling stuff. You can see he did a lot of sanding to the dome and whatnot to make it look better. And here it is. It's painted silver, and it looks all nice and smooth, and it's very professional. He got all the print lines out of it, and
wow, good job.
That's a lot of work.
My gosh.
So looking good. So people have been sending me stuff. The things I've been showing from Rose and from Dawn and thing, of course, are coming from Facebook Messenger, and I don't know how you access it, but it sounds like they're changing the way they do it, because there used to be an app which I liked, and they got rid of the app, and then there was a web page you could go to messenger.com, and apparently they're phasing that out. And
that is ending.
The only way to get at it is going to be through Facebook now, which I find tedious.
I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that, because I do a lot of communication through Facebook Messenger, and if it's part of the rest of Facebook, it's just going to make it unusable, I feel like. Yeah, I think it's going to be a real problem. So, I mean, not that Meta isn't making stuff unusable anyway. But yeah, it's just, I thought I'd bring it up because we communicate a lot through Messenger for this show. When we're planning, people put stories up. Kit collects all the stories and notifications and things we put up there, and she puts it in a central document so that we all have access to that. And it's like basically how we organize the show. Yeah. And it's they're changing it up and making life difficult. No. Suckage.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I had that I did that of note, other than usual things like go to the store, go eat, go whatever, was I went. I've just been pulling the large, gigantic, King Kong weeds out of the backyard. So
nice.
So leaving the grass that seems to be popping up here and there, and trying to get all the weeds out, so that the grass will hopefully spread out and take over.
Yeah, our lawn is largely clover. We just leave it that way. I mean, it looks green from a distance, and it doesn't look any worse than the fake AstroTurf people are putting in their front lawn. So we just leave it that way.
Well, if it was clover, I wouldn't have a problem with the clover, the dog looking or the plant. But it's weeds, actual nasty big weeds. So taking those has to come out.
We spent most of the weekend dealing with the leaking turtle tank that we told you about last week. Friday night was all shopping. Saturday night was Sean assembling the bookcases. And Sunday was Sean putting together the tank.
Prepping the tank, getting everything lined up. I got to tell you, man, my neighbors, they must think I'm insane. Because every time I meet the neighbors, of course, I'm very pleasant. And we talk and we joke and we do whatever. But if the project isn't going very well, I get a little Mr. Hyde. I start screaming at the inanimate objects. And the thing that really did it was I couldn't get the canister filter that filters the water through the aquarium. I could not get that running. It's got a prime button. And I filled it with water. I got all the hoses going. I did everything right, and it would not go, and I'm moving it around, like trying to use gravity to make it work. I'm trying to force water through it, all this kind of stuff. The hoses are coming unplugged. They're spraying water all over our living room. It was just an absolute disaster. And of course, new piece of furniture, trying not to mess that up yet. We threw out our old furniture because it got water in it and it soaked into the wood and it blistered and looked terrible. We just bought this thing. And it's spraying on our couch and on the floor, and it's leaking, and in the heater, and oh my God, it was just a big disaster. And I'm like, if we had like, some sort of Ring camera turned on me, I'm sure it would be just pure comedy. Because like, I fix the hose in one thing, and then the hose comes out the other side and starts playing, and then it comes out the base, and that starts spraying in a geyser. It was insane. It would have been like $10,000 on America's Funniest Home Videos for sure.
Of course.
But
do they do that anymore?
No, I don't think so. I think you have to be of a certain age. I don't know if they changed the name to AFV.
Yeah, I think it's Alfonso Ribeiro.
It's still on. It is still on.
Really? And they're still giving people money for that?
Sundays at 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah.
They've went through a fair number of hosts. Jess Harnell is the narrator on it, I think.
Oh, well, that's got to be pretty good.
But I think he just does his announcer voice, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And of course, we've had Tom Bergeron and Bob Saget and that sort of thing. But
yeah, Alfonso pretty much talks throughout all the videos. So yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, they always have. They've always narrated the all the things. So. The grand prize winner of America's Funniest Home Videos will experience the ultimate family vacation for 8 with 4 nights aboard the spectacular Disney Wish.
Wow.
They send you on a Disney cruise.
They send 8 people on a Disney cruise?
Yes.
I wonder how many people stay in one cabin.
8 people on a 4-night cruise. I tried to get more details, but it just takes me to the Disney Cruise Line thing. Mostly it's just a big ad for Disney Cruises with not many details. So, and of course now, you used to have to send them in videotapes. Now you just upload your video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to go through the whole hullabaloo, as it were.
Right. Pretty funny.
Well, and then I don't know if you were
oh my gosh,
planning to show more slides, Sean.
I do have some if we want to, but either way, if you want to talk about Hong Kong a little bit, just while we're still on America's Funniest Home Videos, first place winner of every weekly episode, $20,000.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't have a Ring camera, man.
Yeah, but a Ring camera wouldn't have helped. It would have been pointed out the door.
No, they have them inside the house too.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have regular security things. Second place is $6,000.
Wow.
They basically doubled all the prizes.
Wait, so you get $20,000 and a trip on a Disney Wish?
If you win for the week, you get $20,000. If you win the grand prize, you get that $20,000 and you get the cruise.
Is that the season?
Yeah, that's the season.
Oh, the whole season.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay,
if you
that's
just
different.
win that week, that's $20,000.
Wow.
For the episode,
That's
basically.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, right? That's kind of awesome.
That's a lot of moolah.
Yeah, did you want to talk about Hong Kong a little bit?
We can do that, or we can talk about Star Wars first and then come back to it.
I leave it to you guys. You decide.
Jeff, what about you? You don't get to really participate that much when.
It kind of goes over.
Well, let's do Star Wars
Star
history
Wars,
first,
yeah.
then.
So hit
Star
it.
Wars, yeah.
Hit it, Jeff.
All right. Okay. There we go. Okay. We have birthday history to start with. It's 3 people. So the first one we have is February 22nd, 1938. Barry Dennen was born. For Star Wars, he was King Ramses Dendup in the Clone Wars.
Okay.
However, yeah, I think he did a lot of voice work in addition to on-camera work. 138 credits. So, a lot of like the voice work was things from like World of Warcraft and Marvel superheroes and such, and guess he was also on like the Mad TV and such. But
I know him.
Games and things.
I know him from one movie.
Yeah.
Which is Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yep.
He was Pontius Pilate in the Jesus Christ
Yeah.
Superstar movie in 1973. He was in The Dark Crystal. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. Voiced in DuckTales and The Real Ghostbusters and a bunch of other stuff. Amazing stories. Wait, what did he do in that? He was a news dealer. Whatever that means. Anyway,
we both did voices for
Yeah.
Diablo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So Kentucky Fried Movie. There you go.
Who was he in the Kentucky
had a lot.
Fried Movie?
He was Claude Lamont in the High Adventure segment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's very fun.
Yeah. He played someone named Fred on Batman, the TV show, for two episodes. I don't know who Fred was, but yeah. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. He did do had a lot of work other than just the show up as voice in Clone Wars.
That's great.
Yeah. Our second birthday is February 25th, 1938. That's when Malcolm Tierney was born. And, well,
Malcolm Tierney.
he was not just Sean Chilton in A New Hope, which I'm not sure Sean Chilton is probably one of the people that was in the desert or something, but yeah, let's see here. I will pull him up. He was in a lot of 93 parts, and all pretty much Doctor Who, of course. Well, who else?
Well, and he seems to play like sort of authority figures. He's
much,
like,
yeah.
The magistrate, the doctor, the
Yeah.
whatever. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, it's. And he looks like someone I'd seen in some other things like a 007 movie or something. What else? Yeah, but yeah, it says uncredited. Lieutenant Shan Chilson.
Right. Well,
uncredited.
and I hate when they do that because.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who he was? He was the guy in the detention center on the Death Star who goes, "Where are you taking this thing?"
Oh yeah.
He's the guy who
Okay.
kind of looks like Rutger Hauer. That guy always
Yeah.
looks like Rutger Hauer to me.
Yeah.
But I hate when they
so-
give these characters names. We're like, no, he was the dude in the detention center. Don't give him
Yeah.
a name. I have no idea who that guy is.
Yeah. Yeah. He played some character named Doland in Doctor Who for 4 episodes. So,
Cool.
but yeah, I mean, lots and lots of things that I've seen him that I've actually seen, like the Saint,
Right.
with Val Kilmer. He
Yeah, that
in
was a good
as
movie.
Russian doctor. So yeah, a lot. I mean, you've seen him at a lot of different places. Just hard to pick it up. Where he's from, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Our last one, which is an easy one, was Larry Drake. February 21st, 1950. He was in the game, The Force Unleashed. He played Kazdan Paratus.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course, he was also the villain in Darkman and a host of other things.
Oh,
so-
he was Dr. Giggles. He was
Yes.
Benny. His character had Downs, I think, in L.A.
Yeah.
Law. And he was in
Yeah.
like
so much.
150 episodes
Yeah.
or something of that show.
Oh, yeah.
He was huge.
Yep. Yeah, and it just tons of other Johnny Bravo. He's the voice of that. How about that? So he did a lot of work. Not all these folks I like to talk about because the other stuff they've done because it's we had a one-off in Star Wars, but
Right. The Star Wars stuff is almost like an afterthought. He was
Yeah.
also, by the way, in one of the better episodes, and they're all good, I think, but in one of the better episodes of Firefly, where he
yeah.
was like the one of the royals at the shindig dance that Kaylee went to, and he was the one who was telling Kaylee to like stick up for herself and you know.
Sir Warwick Harrow.
So yeah, supremely talented actor. It was always great to see him turn up as but he was never like a lead guy. The fact that he got the villain in Darkman was like a big deal. But the thing that was funny, the sequel to Darkman was about him and not Darkman.
Yep.
It's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
When you're such a good actor that they make a sequel to a movie that didn't do well and they make you the lead instead of the main character.
Yeah. The Return of Durant.
Oh my gosh.
So awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Yeah, me too. Last of the birthdays. We're on to the news portion. It was history portion, I mean. February 23rd, Rose's birthday, 1980, is when Mark Hamill was on The Muppet Show.
And his cousin, Luke Skywalker.
Yes. It's so funny. We have February 20th, 1981 is when George finished his first draft for Revenge of the Jedi. And later be renamed. And then February 26th, 1986 is when New Hope premiered on CBS.
Cool.
36% of the total TV audience.
It had already been on pay-per-view. Like, we had it on TV here in Los Angeles, which was pretty cool. Nice. What's this Katie Sackhoff thing?
She was at a fan event appearance, and apparently offered clarity on where her character stands with the franchise. Is that something you wanted to talk about, Jeff?
Well, I mean, I can. If everyone's read it, then anyone can. I'm just, basically, they asked her about like what she thinks is going to happen to Bo-Katan, and she says she ain't going anywhere. Always, she's not dead. She ain't going anywhere. And then she says she can't because she's based off Dave Filoni's wife, so I have a job security forever.
Right. Yeah, she's definitely one of Dave Filoni's greatest hits, and she was in the cartoon, the voice of the cartoon, before she did it in live action. Not a ton of actors have made the leap from the cartoon to being their live action character. But she's one of them. Although I have to say, Colleen and I just finished a watch through of The Big Bang Theory. So the last time we saw Katie Sackhoff, she was naked in a bathtub.
She was naked.
Woo!
Yep.
All right.
But she was also dream Katie Sackhoff.
Right.
Oh,
she was Howard's fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I don't think we're going to see her that way in The Mandalorian.
I hope not.
Yeah. And then was it Lars Mikkelsen? It was like the brother of gosh darn, I can't think of his first name, Mikkelsen, but both of them. He played the voice of our blue skin villain.
Thrawn?
Huh?
Thrawn?
Yes, he played the animated one and the live action. So he was the animated one in Rebels, and then he was live action in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and people were really funny about that. They're like, he doesn't look right. He's not whatever. Clancy Brown apparently has done the same with his character. So yeah, kind of interesting.
Pretty darn cool. So, kind of makes you wonder. There's got to be a few people that have done that. So
technically, Forrest Whitaker did because he played Saw Gerrera in the Clone Wars, and then he did it in Rogue One. Tamira Morrison doesn't count.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if Forrest did if he did the original Saw Gerrera too, or if that was a different voice.
Oh no, he didn't actually. It's This list is a little off kilter.
Okay.
No, it was Andrew Kishino did Saw
Because there was
Gerrera.
a younger Saw. And
Yeah,
old,
the way
older
this
Saw.
was written, it makes it look like that it was.
So it was Seesaw.
Seesaw, right?
That's the younger Saw.
Right. Alrighty.
Theme parks.
Yay!
Disney came out with some things that are happening. One of them being that you're no longer going to have to wait until 11 a.m. to park hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disney is trying to do a thing right now, and I don't know who is instigating this. If it's still like a Josh D'Amaro thing. Josh, of course, is taking over for Bob Iger as the head of Disney as a whole. He's like the commander in chief, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if he's just CEO or he's got a different title. So Josh, of course, is coming from the theme parks, where he's been president of the Disneyland Resort, and they're trying desperately to get more families, like families with young kids, to come to Disneyland regularly. So it's Disney. We mentioned this on the show before, but in Florida, Disney World is dependent on tourism. There are locals, but not a lot of them. Not like Disneyland, which is almost all locals, with some tourists thrown in there. And so they're trying to get the local families to come and like bring their young kids and make it a big deal. Yeah. And so a lot of the changes that they're making, like right now, are really aimed at that. And so I think the park hopping thing is one. And the second,
it's different than Florida though too.
What's that?
I believe it's different than Florida, from what I understand. Because
I think Florida got rid of their stuff a long time ago.
Yeah.
In Florida, you have to go to the original park that you've put down.
Oh yeah.
Before you can go to another one. Still, that's
But
still
you don't have to wait. Like you could just go tag in at one and then go to the other, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, but you have to go there. This one, the new one here, it doesn't matter for here. I think.
Right. And the other thing that they're doing is they're giving a reprieve to Monsters Inc., which they were going to shut down. And so now, instead, they're going to let it stay open for like another year, because there aren't a ton of kids' rides over in DCA, and Monsters Inc. is a huge one. So...
Yeah, I mean, Bugs Land's gone, and that had a lot of them. So
yeah.
So
we'll see how that
kind of makes me wonder, though. Yeah, because I mean, like it does call into question whether they're rethinking of making a Avatar Land or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
makes you wonder.
I have to say. And if you guys out there have a different take on it, and I'm just wrong, by all means tell me in the chat. I don't know anybody who's excited about Avatar Land or the franchise as a whole. I know people who enjoyed it when they saw it. I know I enjoyed the first movie when I saw it. It hasn't made me want to go to see the second or third movies.
So, but people do say that the Avatar rides / area in Florida are really good.
Yeah, I mean the environment is super cool. The flight ride that they have is like is pretty good, but
it is.
They're putting in a smaller version of the land here, and they're not going to put that ride in here.
Yeah, the experience. Yeah.
So. It's not like they're duplicating a success over here. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it just makes me wonder, because they've changed a lot of things recently, and I don't know. Right when Josh took over, a lot of things started to getting like paused or halted.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're planning to do do a 180 on stuff or go a little farther in with stuff. Who knows? Hi, Liz. Yeah.
Something that you were talking about, Sean, about making it more family friendly. I don't think you mentioned that they are changing the entertainment area that years and years ago was Videopolis and then did the Lion King for a while. They're changing that to Bluey.
Yeah, it's called well, they have the Fantasyland Theater area.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's becoming Bluey centric, which I think is going to focus around a stage show with Bluey and then meet and greets. They're not doing a ton over there, other than like making it a little less princessy, I think.
Well, they're on that stage. They're doing a new show,
Right.
the Bluey show, Bluey's Best Day Ever.
Right,
Yeah,
but I think they're redressing it so it looks a little less like, Princess
Yeah,
Land.
they put. It's my understanding that they just brought a bunch of the trees in to make it look like cartoon trees.
Right.
Yeah. The up until this point, there hasn't really been anything there. They have the stage that they're really just not even using for I don't know how long. It's been years.
They did make an announcement, and I actually saw this from the man himself, for one of the upcoming Disney After Dark evening events. They're doing it's supposed to represent a bunch of different decades. It's like the 70th anniversary one.
Okay. Yeah,
and
it's
so
coming up.
they're
Yeah.
bringing Videopolis back.
Yeah.
And DJ Richard Blade is going to be doing it. And if you're a Southern California resident, you know Richard Blade from
Yep.
decades, like 5 decades of being a DJ on LA area radio. He was from KROQ in the old days
Yep.
of the 1980s. And he was like the DJ to beat. He was amazing. So the fact that he's coming back to do it is very cool. The problem is that event, it's $160 a ticket,
Yeah.
like
Pretty much all
$159 a
of them
ticket,
are, yeah.
which is really tough. It's
Yeah.
really kind of crazy.
That's, I don't really partake in any of those because they cost too dang much money.
It would be fun, and also like we're encroaching on 60. Those of us who went to Videopolis when it was active are advanced in age, let's say. So I'm not entirely sure we should be out there on that dance floor.
Yeah.
Something else to go back to something that you had said earlier, Sean, about how Disneyland gets most of its attendees are local.
Yes.
According to the article that we have, more than half of Disneyland's attendance comes from California.
Yeah.
So not even just the United States, California.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
here's a picture, by the way, if you're watching us on video.
The Bluey stage.
Of the stage, this is their concept here for what they're doing. And so it'll be, they used to do Beauty and the Beast up here. They've done princess plays and things. And so now they've got it looks like they've got a live band over there. It's the Bluey Fun Fair. It's called Bluey's Best Day Ever.
I like Bluey.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. And
some other things that were mentioned is that they're for family friendliness is that there's now a $6 kids meal available in the park with a small hot dog, milk, water, juice, and a small orange. It's not much food, but it's for a little kid anyway.
right.
And they now have, along with the California residents. Oh, this is interesting. The Southern California resident promotional ticket has been expanded statewide to all California residents.
Wow.
And active duty military tickets are now available year round and can be purchased online rather than only on base.
Yeah.
And the kids park hopper ticket is going to be $50.
All right.
And by kids, that means like up to 3, I think, doesn't it? No, that's
No, it's
you get in
12.
free. It's
12
3
and
to,
below.
Oh, okay.
It's like 3 to
You
12.
get in free until you're 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about how you can do park hopping. You will be able to do park hopping without, starting at a particular park. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
you won't have to make a reservation. You will still be doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
And, sorry, I'm just scanning because this article is so much more detailed than the article that I had read earlier with this same type of
okay.
information.
Hmm.
And there's something in here that, as I was scanning it the first time, they're trying to up their training because so many of the cast members were hired when they reopened after COVID that the training was condensed and simplified.
Yeah, they didn't get to go through so much of the traditions program that they usually like to run people through. What was your experience, Jeff? Did they do a lot of that kind of stuff for you? You were a post-COVID hire.
I was pre and post. So when the first time I started, it was really just one day. They had us there. They went through this whole thing about Disney history and whatever, and went around the park and yada yada. And they actually fed us lunch and stuff, big group. And this was before they had the Disney University in the back of the park, obviously.
Are you talking about your first tenure with the company, like 30 years ago?
First tenure first, I'll get to the second.
Okay.
So first tenure, and we had dinner, or I'm sorry, lunch at, I think it was like in Tomorrowland is where it was. And then we'd meet up again and do whatever. Then you can go do whatever after that. And it was just one day. But it was Disney history and whatnot. The second time I did it,
So, like,
when I came
within the last
new time, yeah,
year and a half.
yeah. So now when I went in recently, when I got hired at Bellevue about a year or so ago, there were a few days of the university.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 days of that, and then I had two days of a different type of training for where it was, related to what part of the company I was in, and then the ride itself. So, but it was each day was like it was Disney history, of course, and then they talked about how to interacting with guests and whatnot, and everything, other such things. But yeah, I mean, we walked in the park, and they'd leave us somewhere, and okay, you've got to do all these things, and see if you can do all these things on this little piece of paper,
Right, but
it's like.
But did you feel like it was like more truncated from what they're supposed to be offering now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
like I said, compared to when I started originally, it was, like I said, it was one day. And it was not a full. It was just a like 8-hour shift. When I started recently, it was 2 days, 8 hours.
Okay.
So this article said that has been happening over the last year. So probably Jeff has benefited from the expanded training, because it's saying here in the article that traditions training is 1 day, and then operations cast members then attend a second training program called Step Into the Magic. And over the past year, the second phase has been expanded from 1 day to 2 full days, with greater emphasis on role modeling, service expectations, and empowering cast members to shape the guest experience.
Yeah. So that, like, it was the first day, and then the second day, and then I did other stuff that had to do with where I was at. But if they've added a second day that you're talking about, that sounds likely, because they were experimenting with something when they had me there for that second day that I did, and they're like, okay, and so I think they implemented it to go so that the next day would be more of that, guest interaction and whatever such.
Cool.
So that's, yeah. I got in just under that. And then the 2 days I did other than that were guest interaction training. That had to do with what I was doing already, because I would be doing stuff with what do you call it, for with crowd control and whatnot. So it was a lot of that. Like that was they called GIT training, and it was just like more working with crowds and such for like parades and whatnot, special events.
Let me jump in real quick. We've hit the top of the hour, and remind you guys that you're listening to sci-fi.radio over at sci-fi.radio. It's a URL. It's really convenient. We've got all sorts of news stories and stuff up there for you. We've got an entire schedule with live radio shows that we do all week long. So tune in for that. Of course, I do a morning show there from 9 to 11 every morning, Monday through Friday, which replays at 11 o'clock at night. So you can always tune in for stuff like that, and we encourage you to do it. They're also listener supported. So if you're feeling generous and want to support them and this show in a roundabout way, you can do that. Or you could be watching us on Facebook or on YouTube or Twitch. Thank you if you are subscribing to the show. If you let us know that you were there somehow, we're always grateful to know that. You guys are really chatting it up over on the chat. I just got an alert. It's like you've hit more than 100 messages, which is great. And we love to see all y'all having a community over there. So we're grateful for you tuning in. Big thanks to Kit, Boba-Kit Sovine, for keeping our documents straight and all the fun stuff going on. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Jeff Donoho.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And thanks for being here, especially after the weird sort of tech blah we had at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
It's a technical term, by the way, tech blah.
I'd like to answer Don's question.
Yeah.
Don says, so you can make a reservation for either park, or will they only have a reservation for the whole resort? There will definitely be reservations. And looking at the park hopping rules for Florida, you have to make a reservation for a specific park, and then you can just go to another park as soon as you check in at the park that you initially reserved. Yeah. It'd be pretty neat if we had the rules of Florida, because they have days when you don't have to make a reservation, and they don't count against your total reservations. And also, in most of the parks, if you show up after 2 p.m., you don't need a reservation.
It's 1 p.m. here in the Disneyland Resort.
Right, but
if you show up after 1, you don't have to go to the park of your choice. You just go wherever you want.
I'm saying if you show up after 2 p.m. at their park, you don't need a reservation.
Oh, I see.
Which won't work at our park. You will always need they're saying right now that you will always need a reservation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've sucked a lot of the spontaneity out of going to Disneyland, which is a real bummer.
I think that's because we have so many locals that a lot of people go after dinner.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't really want to. Apparently, they really don't want to do things like eliminate the pay per month things and stuff like that. And so, almost anyone, if they could afford the monthly amount, can get a pass. So, it's going to impact the park every time. So,
well, and the other side of it is that Disney does not want to give up the amount of data they are collecting by having people do reservations, because they know like who's spending the most money, who's going there most frequently, all of that kind of stuff. Like, they have all your information on you. They know that when you make a reservation, sort of what your demographic is, and that is invaluable to them. They will never give that up.
Well, I mean, I would think that they would keep it in Florida if that were like 100% of the reason. In this article, they're saying that it helps to smooth the whole experience down by having reservations, so they can plan better with reservations. So, who knows though? And then this article also said that the park is working on ride reliability. So there are a lot of rides that break down frequently, and they are trying to fix that.
Yeah, that means putting budget back into the park.
Yeah. And also they said in here that they have they are doing the switchover between the overlays like Haunted Mansion Holiday and Small World Holiday. They're doing them, they're going to do it more quickly.
Yeah.
So like they've got 9 additional operating days. And I don't know whether that means more with the overlay or more without the overlay, but there are 9 additional days when the ride's not down. They're doing the refurbish.
Okay. I mean, yeah, right now it takes like a month, which is pretty awful to have Haunted Mansion down for like a month.
Yeah. Well,
And especially for people who do come in from out of town who are like, I really wanted to go.
I would have been so bummed if
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor and Pirates of the Caribbean had been down on our recent trip.
And
That
we
just been
actually
so
got
sad.
lucky in Hong Kong where, and I noticed this on the app, where Hyperspace Mountain was closed the first day we were there, but it was open the second day we were there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it said that it was going to be open. And just by virtue of having seen it on the app, we could plan for that, which was very helpful.
Yeah.
So,
But, if hopefully they'll bring more money into the park and they can do things like how they did the overlays and stuff. But I liked when they did like Jingle Cruise.
I love the Jingle Cruise. I wish they brought that one back. And I actively dislike the Haunted Mansion Holiday, and I dislike Small World less. Like, I would rather go to the Christmas version of Small World than the regular version.
yeah.
The opposite for Haunted Mansion, and then Jingle Cruise. I would like to have Jingle Cruise back.
Jingle Cruise was great. The biggest problem is that they have to make the decision, and I'm hoping that this is a thing that happens because Josh D'Amaro knows the parks so well, like intimately, because he was in charge of them. It is my hope that he says, okay, we're going to divert money over to fixing stuff up. Instead of just going, hey, we made more money for our shareholders, which is what every company does. They're like, hey, we could have put more money into our company, but we just, we've given our shareholders greater benefit. And it's like, you know what? I don't care about your shareholders. I care about the Disney experience. It's this isn't Procter and Gamble, and you're not making soap. You're trying to give people a really great experience. And if it just goes to the people in the boardroom and you're neglecting the park, it just makes the rest of us who go all the time upset.
Yeah.
So I'm counting on Josh D'Amaro remembering from whence he came and applying that to the park. So that's my hope.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Same here.
Are you going to do a look at the Food and Wine Festival, or just acknowledge that it exists?
I mean, we could take a quick run through it, I guess, and see if there's anything that really catches our attention.
So I'm looking through it right now. I haven't seen anything yet that I'm wowed by, although I did send the cherry cola cold brew in a note to Sean because I thought he might be interested in it. It's Joffrey's Coffee 70th Anniversary Blend with oat milk, vanilla creme, and cherry syrup, topped with a cherry cola cold foam and a maraschino cherry. So I will be interested to see if Sean tries that, what he thinks of it.
Did you watch this video?
No.
They've got some like weird spokesperson for this who's doing like some 1930s, 40s thing. That's really weird.
Glancing at her in that image, I would say 30s.
Yeah. They're bringing the Mickey plate back.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the thing on the right in the picture is a plate It's got a little ring to put your cup in, or other little containers. The idea is that you eat your food off of this plate. It's an extra purchase, I think, in the way that you buy a popcorn. Bucket.
Gotcha. Well, it makes it nicer if you're one-handing everything.
Yeah, as long as it really does fit the containers and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the last one they didn't have the holes in the ears, and you were just meant to put stuff over there. So if they thawed it out.
So your cup, when you
so.
do wine or whatever other beverage, is supposed to fit in the ear?
That's my thinking.
Yeah.
Because it's got a little ring in there. It looks like it's supposed to seat a cup in there.
Exactly.
As like a cup holder. Because the problem is when you do the Food and Wine Festival, there aren't enough tables and there aren't enough seats.
No,
and I see
and any of the
people
festivals.
Yeah, I see people putting their food on top of the trash cans.
Oh, all the time.
To eat.
Yeah.
Because they have nowhere to put their stuff. They did have a pass holder area at one of them where you got your food, and if you had a magic key, you could go sit in there. But that, of course, was jam packed. So it was interesting.
Yeah, that was a bit of an issue I found with all the little food things, even in Florida, for that matter. Yeah, the Epcot area, the World Showcase, when they do it, still same thing.
Let's see, there's a special gift card that has a pin on it.
Oh,
kind of nice.
Clarabelle's hand scooped ice cream is going to have a chocolate dipped banana with toffee pieces, caramel sauce, and white chocolate drizzle. It looks kind of gross, but people who like frozen bananas will find it delicious.
Some of this food does not look appetizing to me.
See, I would eat that one that you were just showing. It was fish.
It was fish?
Yeah. The Masubi fried rice, I think.
Oh, okay.
that one.
But you would not eat it. That was cherry compote.
That one right there, yeah.
Interesting.
But I mean,
That's
there's so many
bizarre.
places to get that now. It's
Yeah.
you can get that everywhere. So why spend extra to get it at Disney?
Let's see, a street dog, some sort of pizza. They have these pictures, but they don't exactly tell you what they are. You got to go digging.
They tell you below.
Yeah, I find that
And
tedious.
there aren't enough food items to really have a problem figuring it out.
This is the cherry cold brew, cherry cola cold brew Colleen was talking about, which
nice.
could be good. And then there's a strawberry lemonade margarita.
So that pizza is the carbonara pizzetta.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I know it's down there. It's just I can't show the picture and look at the name at the same time,
Yes, agreed.
and that's tedious.
The chicken and waffle mole taco looks interesting. It's basically a pizzelle in the shape of a taco filled with chicken and mole sauce. Although when I went out to dinner with a friend on Monday, we went to Saucil in El Segundo, and I ordered chicken enchiladas with mole sauce. And oh my gosh, that mole was way more spicy than it was chocolatey.
They certainly have very colorful drinks.
Weird.
They do.
Lots of
Yeah.
alcohol.
It's kind of depressing too, because as someone who doesn't drink, I don't get to participate in any of those, and their non-alcoholic ones seem to be a lot less inventive.
Right. This is Clarabelle's banana congelé. Yeah, it looks weird. Very strange.
There we go. Now I see it. What is going on?
The Remy caramel apple. It's kind of cute. But I find the caramel apples to be too much.
I think the caramel apples are good if you have at least 4 people to share them with and a knife to cut them up.
Yeah.
Because biting them off the apple is just, it's
And
too
here's
much.
your pizzelle taco.
Yeah.
What is this? This looks like a flight of
Okay.
something.
It's not working. Oh, okay.
A whole bunch of
There we go.
booze. Yeah. So anyway, there's nothing that I'm looking at that I'm like, oh my god, this looks so amazing.
Yeah.
There's a churro that is sliced open and filled with oh, you're showing it, the green whipped cream. When I first saw it, I thought those were cucumbers. I was like, ew.
I mean, you know.
It's yeah, pandan whipped cream. I don't know what that is.
Man.
And coconut shavings.
The green pozole looks gross.
Oh, it looks disgusting. Yeah, it's it looks like something from that movie I just saw. Yeah.
The burrata
Okay.
toast from Aunt Cass Cafe is probably good.
Yeah, that
Sean and I
looks
got
like, yeah.
some form of burrata toast when we were there. I don't know, last spring maybe, and we went and watched the water show in California Adventure.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called.
Ube latte
Like
with
all color?
matcha foam. Mostly just looks purple. Strawberry horchata and strawberry horchata rum. It's just in case, you know, wait, they forgot the booze.
Yeah.
I will say while I'm looking at this pink drink that my last trip to Disneyland on Tuesday, Judy and I went over and we got one of the new pink milks. It is a strawberry banana concoction that is replacing the fruity and slightly coconut concoction that was green milk.
Okay.
And it tastes like, and unfortunately I got to put this in terms that I know from back when I was a
Let's see.
teenager in the 1980s. It tastes like the big square pieces of gum that you used to get when you were a kid, like Hubba Bubba and Bubblicious and that kind of thing. It's like fake strawberry banana sugar. It's like it tastes like this bubble gum kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll get it again. I'm gonna miss the
Okay.
green milk, that which they're still selling until they sell out of. But they didn't have it. I went to go get it. I was in line to get it, and they're like, "No, we don't have it today." So I got the pink instead. So I wasn't super impressed with it in Galaxy's Edge.
The Don asked how much the tickets are and said the last one was 8 items for $50. This year they're doing a choice of a 4 selection ticket or a an 8 selection ticket, I think.
Yeah, it was 4 and 8, I think.
And they haven't
Okay.
announced the prices yet that we know of.
Chicken spinach artichoke dip pizza.
Gotta say, that doesn't look good.
Nope.
No.
I like pizza and I like spinach artichoke dip.
Lots of beer. You can
Oh, yeah,
build
there's a
build your
bunch of
own
those in
flight, selecting from their beers.
The pull apart pizza
Oh.
bread looks good.
Yeah. Ugh. I like the earlier, way up above where Charlie passed was the burrata toast, but good, but you know.
The burrata
it's me.
toast. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was what Sean and I had something similar.
Yeah, we had a long
At-
talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we bought not only the burrata toast, but a piece of a little mini loaf of sourdough bread that I asked them to slice. And then they gave me butter, and we just sat there eating slices of buttered bread. It was so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I could do that again.
That's cool.
Lemon pepper turkey leg. Oh, great!
No.
So when they hit me with the turkey leg in the face, I'll get lemon pepper all over me.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Being a short guy at Disneyland, I get hit with so many freaking turkey legs. Learn to eat the damn things. Come on. Stop hitting me with them. It's like people who smoke and they walk and they've got their cigarette sticking out to the side because they don't want the smoke in their face. People do the same thing with a turkey leg. I'm like, hold it in front of you. I get really tired of getting hit with a turkey leg.
I imagine so.
Pizza bread, watermelon cotton candy, a whole bunch of kids stuff that they don't even bother with pictures of.
Yeah, kids don't like pictures.
Right.
Moving on to the update in Avengers Campus, which
Yeah.
I'm sure Moira has wandered away by now, but we have an update that she knows the answers to already. On Instagram, Walt Disney Imagineering shared a behind-the-scenes video of information about the Avengers Campus expansion. It will nearly double the size of the land in Disney California Adventure. They showed the steel canopy that connects the two new attractions, Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab. When I first read it, I thought it said Stark Fight Lab.
Right.
Could have been fun.
So this is going behind the current Avengers building. There used to be a pair of giant doors, which was the Never Never Land for the trolley that used to go down Buena Vista Street. And so they killed the trolley because they wanted that backstage area to use. And so you can actually see the back of the Tower of Terror in one of these pictures now, Guardians of the Galaxy. And I mean, it could be pretty cool. The rides sound fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think one of them sounds like it's a motion ride, and the other one maybe not. But yeah.
Well, the video looks interesting because they're showing all the columns and walkways and things like that in it.
Yeah.
So it is fun. You should go.
There's the
take a
girder.
look at that.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah, they have a
girders.
girder where everyone that anyone could have from Disney could have gone in there and signed it. Basically, a girder that they hide it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they did that with Galaxy's Edge and stuff too. The problem with the girder is it inevitably gets covered with something.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
so you just have to know that your signature is there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I did that on the Charlie Chaplin stage. There's if you go
Yeah.
up into the rafters up in the roof, there's a section where everyone has signed it. And we all went up there and signed it one day because we'd been doing so much work there. And no one will see it. You just have to know it's there. But anyway, it looks pretty good. This area has needed more rides for sure, so I'm glad that they're doing it. And the question is like, how long is it going to take? And
who knows?
And hopefully it's good. So
Yeah, because they're just now doing the structure part, so
right.
that's gonna take a while, and then they throw the ride in itself in there too. So yeah, take a bit.
Sean, do you want to grab that rest in peace section?
I will. We've lost a few people in the last couple of weeks. Willie Colon passed away at the age of 75. He was a salsa musician here in America, and he they haven't given a cause of death, but he's from the Bronx in New York. Was a trumpet player and a trombone player, and he released his first album when he was 17. And so did all sorts of things, worked with all sorts of people like you would expect doing salsa music, like Soledad Bravo, and then people you would not expect, like David Byrne from the Talking Heads. So he was in the International Latin Music Hall of Fame and was an activist who fought for proper representation for Latinos with AIDS, and worked with the United Nations and all sorts of interesting things there. Catherine Short passed away at the age of 42. She was the daughter of Martin Short, and died here in Los Angeles in the Hollywood Hills, apparently from suicide, which is very, very sad. I've heard Martin Short talk about her over the year. And she had a bachelor's degree in psychology, which sort of like makes it sort of surprising that that she passed away from suicide. If you listen to the station a lot, we've got a sponsor that we do that's called Badass. You go to browncoats.org, and they are specifically there to sort of listen to you if you're kind of feeling that way. So I always like to bring that up when we find people have sadly taken their own lives here. Wu-Tang Clan, who is up for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this voting round, which you can go do by going to, I think it's rockhall.com. You can vote on the next 7 class members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Wu-Tang Clan is one of them, even though they're not really rock and roll. But co-founder of the group, Power Grant, has passed away at the age of 52. And the band officially posted it. It said he's passed away of unknown causes, but of course, Wu-Tang Clan sort of surpassed just being a music group and became a sort of like phenomenon with all of their unusual and crazy members. And in fact, there's a Wu-Tang Clan name generator that you can go use, and Childish Gambino.
Oh, yeah.
That name was generated by the Wu-Tang Clan generator, and Donald Glover went with it, and that became his music name. It was pretty funny. Anyway,
Nice.
sad to hear that Oliver Grant, better known as Power, has passed away at the age of 52. And most recently, I think, Robert Carradine passed away. You probably know him, if you're my age, from Revenge of the Nerds, or maybe from a movie called Tag: The Assassination Game, which was sort of a horror thriller back in 1982. If you are a little younger than me, you might know him as Lizzie McGuire's dad. He was 71 when he passed away. It's funny, the Carradine clan was chock full of actors. David Carradine, Keith Carradine, all of these people.
Yeah.
And amongst a group of very good, very talented actors, Robert Carradine was considered the best. He did a lot of projects. His first role was alongside John Wayne. His brother Keith encouraged him to go for it, saying, "What do you got to lose?" And so he got a part next to John Wayne in his first movie.
Nice.
Absolutely kind of crazy. He suffered from a long battle with bipolar disorder. And he'd been up, he'd been down, and unfortunately, it got the better of him, and he took his own life earlier this week. Not only was his family a family of actors, but Chris Carradine is a Disney Imagineer, and which was one of his brothers. So
Yeah. So and he was related to John Carradine, right?
yeah, and that was their dad.
Yeah.
He did the Big Red One with Mark Hamill and Lee Marvin. All sorts of stuff. He bought his movie Horse,
Oh wow, cool.
and which his brother David sort of fell in love with, but he had in the Hollywood Hills had these horses living on his property and whatnot. But
Oh.
yeah, it was kind of funny. And of course, he worked alongside Anthony Edwards. So it was really funny. He did Tag: The Assassination Game. And then a couple years later, Anthony Edwards, which was his co-star in Revenge of the Nerds, did his own assassination game kind of movie called Gotcha. Which was funny.
Yeah.
And he was a race car driver. He was like all sorts of stuff. His niece was Martha Plimpton from the Goonies. And
Oh, wow.
she penned a really nice tribute to him, too. Which is, anyway, really, really kind of sad because, if you're of a certain age, he was in every movie you were watching.
Yeah.
Just really long and fruitful career.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was looking at something else. Jeff, what do you want to talk about?
Well, we'll talk about a teaser trailer that is on there and it's gone. it's I've been waiting for a trailer to come out, so I assume a regular trailer is forthcoming, because it's coming out in, well, I guess they pushed it out a couple of years, but the Backrooms,
The what?
and it's has a
Did you say the back rooms?
yes, the Backrooms.
Okay.
It's and it's I want to say, I can never say his name right. Chiwetel
Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
Yeah, I believe he's like one of the main character in the movie. So the teaser kind of just gives you a look at what the back rooms kind of look like in the teaser. And he's narrating over the entire teaser, so to speak, or it's just some monologue he does in the film. So I want to see what, because this is the Backrooms was like a meme or something originally out of her, on like Reddit, and then
Pizza Hut right now.
then the Kane Parsons, he's like a teenager, started making these little short films on YouTube about what that comes from the Backrooms, but they were all interconnected. This really well woven storyline, but it was all primarily most of it was like a like found footage kind of thing. One episode wasn't necessarily about that. It was a little more history, a little bit more about certain characters in it, but mostly it's like found footage. And this film that he's making is traditional, so it's not found footage like shaky camera crap. It's like literally like, like a traditional film. And so I want to see how this progresses, because it's supposed to actually go into more depth, I guess, get more explanation of what's going on in the back rooms, why they exist, or what happens there, or something. So, yeah.
All right.
Looking forward to it, but I'm bummed that it's not going to come out until like 3 years.
There's a lot of this backroom stuff looks like the buildings that we used to go play laser tag in the 80s, where my friend was a security guard. They were basically like,
Yeah.
here are unoccupied office buildings.
Yeah.
And it just looks like that to me,
Very
which
similar.
is
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
weird. So I don't know what the story's going to be
Yeah.
with all of
Well,
it.
Yeah, traditionally most of the Backrooms shorts, not necessarily Kane Parsons, but several different people have made them since then. Usually it's someone gets trapped in the back rooms and they're looking, there's nobody there, and then they run into some weird monster creature that comes after them and they die.
Oh.
And so it's a never-ending chord. If the idea is that you somehow fall into the back rooms, and it's like another dimension, but it's like it can be anything. It's not just office buildings, but they just go on forever. You could be on a street that goes on forever, and there's nobody around. But it seems like there should be people. It's not like everything's just abandoned. It's like there were people, and they're just not there anymore. Like a second ago, it's like it's literally like that.
I've seen a lot of stories like that.
Yeah.
I would like to mention that Clerks 3, the convenience tour, is coming out after all these years.
Wow.
Clerks 3. So it was a fun little trailer. So, if you enjoyed Clerks 1 or 2 or other Kevin Smith things, go ahead and watch the trailer for the convenience tour.
I thought that they had already released Clerks 3.
Well, if they
Yeah.
have, then
This
silly
says it's available on Blu-ray and DVD and on demand.
Well, clearly I was taken in by a trailer that's actually for a movie that's already out.
Hang on. Let's see.
It may be something else.
Yeah, Clerks 3 came out in 2022. What we did miss, unfortunately, that would have been great to see, and we just didn't have the time or anything, they released Dogma on a tour, and that would have been fun to see. I think of all of those
Okay.
films, Dogma is sort of our favorite one.
Cool.
But yeah, so I wonder if he's doing the same kind of tour that they did with Dogma, where Kevin Smith is touring around and presenting it.
I don't know, maybe.
Nice.
Um, Sean, do you want to talk about Hong Kong, or do you want to talk about something on our list?
Either way, I leave it up to you.
I don't know.
We can talk about Hong Kong a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We did a bunch of city travel on Hong Kong, which was pretty cool. A lot of travel by train and whatnot. And it kind of, we didn't do this in Shanghai, but it was nice to do in Hong Kong because at least we got like a feeling for the whole, city. And we thought we'd have an easier time at it as we went to Hong Kong, because it used to be like a British territory and that kind of thing. So it was pretty cool. It was definitely more city, and we were there in kind of wet weather, foggy weather. Colleen and I went to go on like one of Colleen's favorite modes of transportation, which was an aerial tramway.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was on Lantau Island. Did you say sorry, I got distracted by something. The first day that we were finished with Disney, we stayed on Lantau Island, and Lantau Island is where the airport is, it's where Disneyland is, and it's where the Tian Tan Buddha is, or the Big Buddha.
Okay.
Are we still on the air, just real quick, because my
Yeah,
everything
I
is
think,
frozen?
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
we're on the air.
All right, well,
Yeah.
it's just me then.
I think everything says we are still on the air.
Groovy.
Yeah. I can,
Um,
I can see
So
a
it
picture
was
of
distracting that everything had completely stopped on my system over here. So yeah, we went on an aerial tramway from Changtang, which is one end. There's a train that goes from the area that we were staying in Lantau Island, Changtang, and the other end of it is downtown Hong Kong. So the first day we just went to Tongcheng, which was local, and took this aerial tramway. The problem being, and the tramway is like 25-minute tram ride.
Yeah, something like that.
But the problem is that it was so foggy.
Yeah,
It was
it
so
was
overcast.
super
It was
foggy.
crazy.
And kind of rainy, and so here's two pictures. This is a picture looking out. My phone is kind of punching through the rain on the window, but this is what we were really seeing, with the rain like right out of the windows, which were really kind of nuts.
And this is when you could see more, because
Right.
it
It gets
just
worse.
got way worse.
It gets worse. This weird building you're seeing in the background is actually a swim stadium, which is kind of cool. So there was an outdoor pool which had water in it, because many of the pools that we saw did not have water in them. It's like being the off season, I guess, for swimming. But this was also a big indoor pool. You could look through the window and see people swimming in there, which is really kind of cool. And as we went over the bay, eventually you got to the point where you could see the airport, which was off to the left of us if we were looking back. And this isn't too bad. We can actually kind of like see what's going on with the bits of the city and things. But eventually we make it into an area where you can't see anything. Like, you can't even see the cables. They vanish into the distance, which are really cool.
Wow.
But having, like, we miss this ride at Disneyland quite a bit when they had their Skyway and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was super, super cool. And so we go on these any chance we get.
Gonna have to try the ones in Florida.
I hear they're really slow.
They're slow and kind of different.
Yeah.
They're kind of big, and sometimes the AC breaks. There were two kind of cars that you could go on. The car that we were on was like this, which had like sort of a metal frame around the bottom, which had vents in it, which wasn't too bad on the way up, but on the way back it was freezing, which was crazy. And then there was one like this, which was almost all glass. It had a glass floor. They charged you extra for that. You wanted to, and we're like, nah, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, and then we got ripped off later when I was fooled by prices for souvenirs.
Well, that seemed like a good idea at the time, but
this cable car is about 3.5 miles, is how far it takes you, and it takes 25 minutes.
But you can see here we're like starting to lose visibility, and there's like you can kind of see cables and cars, and they just keep going away.
And this is called the Gongping 360.
Yeah, this was like Godzilla would take this thing out for sure. This was kaiju bait, completely. One of the towers. This says it's 570 meters above the ocean. You got some pretty serious air through here, but we couldn't see most of it, which was funny. And then you get into this little village that's just kind of a little sort of shopping village, tourist trap kind of a deal that's supposed to give you great views of stuff.
But it's all foggy.
Right. And of course, this is it's the year of the horse for the Chinese New Year. And they had this great display, which was kind of fun, which I took a major header on. I hit the thing and I slipped and I fell and it was wet and there was no traction at all. It was bad. Just like standing on watery paint. I almost took the horse on the ride out. It was pretty terrible. We did get our little touristy picture with it, but man, I got so beat up. I fell twice on this trip. This was one, and I fell getting out of the bus too, which was it. And it was all I wore the wrong shoes that day in the rain. It was not good. And then, of course, there was a whole thing, this screen that's like, don't feed the cows, of which we didn't see any. And then it was like, prevent slips, trips, and falls. And it's like, too late. I already clobbered myself.
And that's kind of what he looked like, too.
Yeah. And so, the whole little town here was pretty nice. It was all very foggy. And we had to make our way to like the shrine and the Buddha. Some pretty cool architecture. They had a lot of statues that represented the times of day with various characters, which were kind of interesting, little sort of historical guys. And that was kind of cool. You could like walk through and find your time zone. Like I was looking for the guy who was like, okay, who's the guy from like 1 a.m. to 3 a.m.? Because that's pretty much me, right there. And so you'd go find him and see what he was about, and tell you what weapons he was using, and very funny. But yeah, I mean, we would not be very far from these things. Just couldn't see jack. You knew it was very beautiful, but. It was really vague. And then we had to climb 200 stairs.
286 stairs.
Oh, 286 stairs. To get to the giant Buddha, which we then couldn't see because of fog.
Oh, man.
I
lied. It was 268 steps.
268 steps. Anyway, it was nuts, but we enjoyed it nonetheless. It was still pretty cool. I mean, certainly we got very atmospheric pictures, pun intended. But it was fun. We had a good time, even if it was wet and dangerous down all those steps. Man, I thought for sure I was going to take a header down the steps, but neither Colleen and I did. And there was a whole shrine and stuff in here, which was cool, most of which they asked you to not take pictures of, which was, there were like a couple of areas you could take pictures and then a few that you couldn't. So it was kind of cool. And I'm going to skip most of this. I didn't really edit these pictures. They had a big like 2026 Hong Kong thing with Chinese lanterns, which was cool, where it's written on the side of the thing. If you look on the left, it says 2026 HK, which was fun. And so, very touristy, very nice. All the lanterns had little pictures of monks on them and stuff like that, doing disco apparently. I don't know
Of
why
course.
they were doing disco. But yeah, it was pretty neat, and we had a pretty good time doing that. And that was our major trip for the day, I think.
After that, we went to, we went back to the mall in Tongcheng, which we had been to before. And then we went back to the hotel and did a walkabout of the various hotels.
Right. So there was ours. There was the Hollywood Hotel. There was ours, and there was
The Disneyland Hotel.
the Disneyland Hotel. That was pretty basic.
And our hotel was the Explorers Hotel.
Yeah. And they had some neat stuff like fake cars. This, Jeff, I need to point out to you because does it look familiar to you?
This long one here with the 3 windows?
Yeah. This white one?
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
It's the sedan version of the Ectomobile.
Oh, no wonder.
It's got
I
the
see fins and
same
everything.
grill, the same lights. It's all but for some reason it doesn't have the conversion to the ambulance,
Yeah.
which was kind of nuts. And it's just sitting here, and I'm like, where the hell did you get one of these in China?
Yeah.
It's got a license plate that says 59 Caddy on it.
Yeah.
So it's the right year, but it's the Ectomobile without the station wagon mod.
Huh.
It was so bizarre
weird.
because Colleen's like, why are you so excited by this?
I was a little. I mean, it's a car, and
It's
so I
it's an
figured it
old
had to be
car,
something.
whatever. But we discovered that there was this road that would take you behind all of the hotels, and you could look out across the bay, yeah, and see all the buildings
Okay.
lit up and stuff. And it wasn't horribly foggy,
Oh, that's good.
but not too bad. And of course, getting into like kind of see, this was our hotel from the back, which had a very tiki flair to it, which was not bad. And
And it's funny, we were on the 8th floor, but when you look at it, it doesn't look like there are 8 floors.
no, and I think we were trying to find a picture of our room, which was really pretty funny. And so like locating where our room was. We're in the center upper left corner of this one, which we thought was pretty funny. But
I see.
let's see here. Let me punch out of this, and we'll go.
And then the night after I was asleep and going and exploring the hotel on his own.
Yeah,
We tried to find a place to see the fireworks from outside the hotel or inside the hotel
could
on an
not
upper floor.
do it.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't find an elevated room that had a public view of the park, which
Huh.
was really kind of weird. There was this whole
Yeah.
pier that I think used to be a ferry pier that Colleen and I went to check out. You were not allowed to fish off of it, so of course there were many people fishing off of it, which was pretty funny. And this was
Yeah.
all meant as sort of like a park area that people were supposed to inhabit. There were payphones there, which was kind of wacky and weird. They had a dial tone. You could actually use them, except for this one that was broken.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was a nice little resort area. We really kind of enjoyed it. But all of this stuff was just kaput. The tickets for the ferry and the dock, and there were shopping areas that were just abandoned.
I took a picture of a dog there that somebody was walking, and then I realized that in the pictures I took, the dog was going to the bathroom, so I deleted those pictures.
And they have they had a lighthouse that they did not didn't light. And then of course the Disneyland hotel was very much like one of their boardwalk hotels. It had
I see.
that same kind of view. There was a maze in the back of it. The inside of the lobby was super fancy schmancy. So
Chinese overlook.
Right. Yeah, kind of. It really sort of was. It had that kind of vibe to it. And but it was pretty too. So yeah,
Nice.
so we enjoyed that. And then let's see, where did we go the next day?
The next day we went into Hong Kong. So
Okay.
we got on that same train that we normally were taking when we went to Tung Chung, which is where the mall was. It was one stop away from Sunny Bay, which is where we got onto the train. And this time we took it to the opposite end, which was downtown Hong Kong, and it let us out in this very fancy mall.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
kind of nuts.
So many malls in China, just everywhere in the Asian countries that we went to. There were tons of malls.
We spent more time in shopping malls than we did like since high school.
Okay.
Oh, I ended up in the bathroom. There we go.
Oh, pardon me. Oh,
But what we were trying for was to get to Victoria Peak.
Right.
And
okay.
actually the very first place we were going to go was the longest escalator system in the world, which I
Oh,
thought was
yeah.
going to be all one escalator because it's the longest escalator in the world is how they were promoting it.
Yeah.
But actually it was just a bunch of escalators one after the other.
Right. It was a
Yeah.
whole network of them, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah. And they were all going
Yeah.
in one direction, which I didn't really think about until after we got to the end.
Yeah.
But Sean had, in fact, thought, oh, we have to talk about this.
Yes. It was crazy.
So we step out of the mall. We're looking for a way to get across the street because we don't realize that there are elevated walkways everywhere.
Yeah.
And we're down on the ground floor near the street, and we step out of the mall, and there's all these women sitting on cardboard, it just like on the sidewalk. And
Huh.
so we're looking at them. They're middle-aged women for the most part, and we're like, they must be buying concert tickets or something.
Labubu's or
Or
a
like
handbag
they're
comes
going-
out tomorrow.
Yeah, or they're going on, because like you see luggage there, so maybe they're going on a cruise and the bus is going to pick them up here, but not for a long time. It was weird.
Yeah.
So
So
strange.
Sounds like it.
we continue with our day and we don't think much about it. And then towards the end of our day, we're walking, trying to find our way back to the train station. And we start seeing these women in like more streets, and they're in the parks, and they're in like some of the streets are even closed down by like the police. They're barricaded off. And there's
Wow.
just middle-aged women everywhere sitting on broken down cardboard boxes. And they don't look like they're impoverished.
And they're
Okay.
playing
they're-
music. And
Yeah, they're doing karaoke, they're drinking wine, they're barbecuing, they're they have like some of them have their cardboard with like a pretty type of a blanket on it, and their shoes are all nicely off on the cement. And so finally we're like, okay, there can't be this many concerts happening. It doesn't seem to be a national holiday. So we looked it up and found on Reddit that Sunday is the maids' holiday in
Oh.
Hong Kong. So every Sunday, the maids get their day off or their half day off, and they
God.
spend it hanging out in the park together because it's too far for a lot of them to go home. So, like if they live out in the provinces or somewhere, so they
Yeah.
just go and hang out with everybody else, and that's what we were seeing was the maid's day off.
Wow.
it was absolutely
It was
nuts.
bonkers.
This was the area that had all of the escalators in them, and some of them were moving sidewalks. Some of them were actual escalators, and they took you miles in to
Okay.
the city, and you would get off at whatever shopping area you wanted to check out. So it was
Yeah.
kind of crazy. And you got a pretty good tour of the city just by bopping around on these things. And there would be
Yeah.
like modern buildings and old buildings, and they were all jammed together, and it was just kind of crazy. So much chaos. But interesting chaos. Was kind of nuts. But yeah, we saw a lot of stuff. One of the things that kind of was funny, a lot of these buildings were under construction, and this building, all of the scaffolding is bamboo. Like we're
Okay,
used to
yeah,
steel
yeah.
scaffolding, this is all bamboo. and stuff, and the windows are wide open and everything, and it was just crazy.
And just before we had arrived there, I believe, there was a huge, terrible accident where one of these bamboo scaffoldings had either collapsed or caught on fire.
Yeah, and
Oh.
it caused all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
There were old police stations we went by, the old jail, all of this kind of stuff that we kind of saw in passing and went, yeah, we don't need to stop there, and whatnot. And just like big, tall, crazy, narrow buildings that, all you could think about was like earthquakes when you looked at them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Santa Monica Cantina. And I was trying to see. We were trying to get to the tramway,
Okay.
which
Yeah, and we went through this really amazing park, too. Is this the
Yeah.
park?
Albert Path was one of
Albert
them.
Path was the park, I think.
Yeah.
And it was just this really steep pathway that went down kind of like the crooked road in San Francisco.
Right, like
It was
Lombard
really
Street.
cool. Yeah, I liked it.
And they had everything blocked off, and they're like, don't go here.
And when we finally got to, it's 9:00.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you guys that you're listening to Sci-Fi.radio, Sci-Fi for your Wi-Fi, and you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Should we call it? Should we end here? You want to keep going?
Why don't we call it?
Okay.
And then we can, if anybody wants to continue to look at the slides, we will continue to show them, but Jeff can go home and
Okay.
he is home. But anybody else
I
who's not
make it.
interested, just, that's all we're going to talk about.
Sounds good.
Going into overtime.
We will take the opportunity to say thank you to Kit for doing all her hard work on the show for the week. We're grateful for that. To you guys for listening or watching, wherever you have. Sci-Fi.radio, of course, is the radio station. I'll be on the air tomorrow to close out the week at 9 a.m. for my morning radio show at sci-fi.radio. That's the URL where you can listen to the station, or on whatever radio app you listen to. We're usually pretty much everywhere, or on Alexa or your smart speaker, that kind of stuff. And if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, thank you so much for doing that. We're really grateful to have all of your company.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
This is Jeff Sola Donoho.
I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always,
May the force.
May the
may the
force
force be with
with
you.
you.
with you.
And I'm going to move our chat over here. And so you want to keep going, Colleen?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to duck out, Jeff?
Yeah.
See you later, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right.
Tired from weed pulling. Just saying.
Yeah, no worries, dude. We will
right.
see you
Good
later.
night.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
You're welcome. Good night, everybody.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. So it's just us.
Yep. Talon Thorne says that they went to Hong Kong in the 80s, a mix of modern luxury stuff shoulder to shoulder with dirty concrete buildings that look like 1950s ghettos with raised wire and all.
Yeah, it was crazy. That's it. It's still that way.
I found the Philippines to be even more that way.
Oh, the Philippines goes even harder on that, where you have like slum and then it goes like right into luxury and then back into slum and back into luxury, and it's like it's very much like Long Beach here in Southern California, where Long Beach is a patchwork. It's like a checkerboard where it's like kind of run down and then really nice place and run down and nice place, and it's this mix. But I loved the architecture, especially all the super big, swoopy, spacey, Tomorrowland-y kind of buildings were really neat. But man, trying to get to this tramway was
And
nuts.
I knew that it was going to be crowded. I had a lot of warning about how crowded it was going to be, and that on weekends, we were there on a Sunday. On weekends, it's really very crowded. And I thought that I would be able to use my Octopus card app, Octopus Tourist app, to purchase a ticket. It wasn't working. So I tried downloading the app of the the place and buying a ticket there. And that not only didn't work, but it didn't work at a point where I had already entered my credit card information.
Right.
So we had to buy another ticket, not knowing whether we had just paid twice for it.
It was such a mess.
And the line was really long. Sean says it was only an hour. It felt like way longer than an hour. But it was kind of fun seeing the different cars that they had built through the years, which Sean shows in the line pictures here.
Yeah, this was sort of the exhibit that they were entertaining you with while you were waiting. And sorry for the duplicates. I haven't edited these pictures. I just sort of like to, and the screen in the back kept giving you like technical information on it, which was really neat. And they would tell you, what the cables were, the motors were capable of doing when they upgraded them, all of that kind of thing. And as like time went on, they started with like small cars, went to big cars, which were really cool. So that like this one says that they had upped the capacity to about 210 people. I think it started out like 35, which was kind of nuts. But seeing some of these big engines that drive the cables were really neat, and it's essentially a funicular. It's like we also call them inclines, depending on where you come from, and so it's just a train car that goes up and comes back, and alternates with a secondary.
And it's officially
car.
called the Peak Tram.
Right.
And it goes to Victoria Peak.
So yeah, so lots of stuff there. They had these old wood cars that were open, which is what they started with. Now they're all enclosed and cushy and comfortable.
It was kind of funny too, because this was the worst day of pushing and shoving.
Yes.
We had another day that was really difficult because we weren't standing right at the door in Hong Kong when the train door opened, and so all of the people trying to leave Disney and get onto the train were pretty much shoving us, and like we had to push our way through and yell at people and stuff like that, like, stop pushing us.
And for this, we got jammed into like a room before we could get on the funicular. And to try to entertain us, they like completely surrounded us with LED screens with animations that would change through the seasons, and butterflies would come, and snakes would vanish
the
and
snake
reappear.
on the screen is an LED screen.
Yeah,
It's
this
actually
is
there.
really kind of weird. You can kind of see the pattern of the LEDs, but this is the same technology that they use in like The Mandalorian for the background.
After all the
screens
pushing and
stuff.
shoving of waiting for the train, boarding the train, getting out to the top of Victoria Peak, getting around on we were on a high deck, Victoria Peak, and then the really long line and pushing and shoving to get back down, we were ready to go home. And by home, I mean we were ready to come all the way back to LA
Right,
after that day.
I
We're
think
like, okay, I'm done.
our vacation was just long enough. We managed to get out before we got really freaked out. Here's a building on the right that's using metal scaffolding, which is really interesting. We got the whole thing scaffolded up as they're doing renovations. So many buildings under renovations in the city. Was really kind of nuts. Let me skip ahead from some of this to get to the top of the peak. Let's see, where did we do that? About here, I guess. I mean, getting a view of the city was certainly a luxury, and appreciating the city is hard to do unless you're standing up over top of it.
Yeah.
But there were like 2 shopping malls up there, which were crazy. One of them was multiple levels of escalators to take you up to the top so you could get a good view over the city. It was basically just an observation deck, and every floor had shops and things on it, which were
A lot of
crazy.
restaurants.
Yeah, we got some sweets, which were sugar dipped berries, which were pretty
They're
good.
called tangulu, and they were extremely hard.
Yeah, so they were berries that were cold that had a hard sugar shell on them.
Yeah,
so when
and
you bite
too
the
sweet.
sugar shell, it shatters like glass. It was crazy.
But I think even though they're super pretty, I don't think I'll ever get these again because they were both too sweet and too hard.
Yeah, it was nuts. And so, of course, like riding the escalators up there, taking you higher and higher to give you this like view of the city, which was pretty neat. We eventually did end up on the roof, which was pretty cool. I think this was an attempted panorama shot that just didn't work because it was so spacious up there. It didn't really give a good panorama of the city, which was kind of crazy. But we dragged our feet in the hopes that the fog would go away.
And it did.
So we didn't have the same problem that we had with the Buddha the day before.
But the downside of that is that the later you go in the day, the worse the crowds are.
Right. There was a building that was showing animations when we were walking along the hotels at night, and we were trying to figure out which of the buildings it was. I think it was the square one over on the left, but it had full LEDs
that's a
on
great
it
picture.
that did animations of it. And I mean, there was nothing up here that was not photogenic. It was absolutely gorgeous to be up there, and whatever photos you take don't do it justice at all. It was just really insane. And you know, to be able to look at a city like this, you know, knowing how impacted it is with people and whatnot, is kind of interesting. And then you run into these like little houses that are up at the top of the peak. That's got to take you forever to drive all the way up there to get to it. And, you know, they're all protected with razor wire and stuff. These little enclaves of, you know, people being away from everything. And so this is the backside of the view of the city. If you turn around the other direction, you see this, which was kind of crazy. And this is near Victoria Peak proper. And then, you know, there was so much stuff to like zoom in on, check out different aspects. There were cruise ships in port at the terminal, which was cool. Just this is to the far right. There are like all these buildings up there too. Lots of resorts, kind of here and there. I really did enjoy getting that opportunity to do it. It was super touristy.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing that we did in China that wasn't super touristy. Like, I can't even think of one thing that we did that wasn't super touristy.
I don't know how to turn the volume off on that. I think that was actually supposed to be like a panorama picture, and it took video instead because my phone does what it wants to do. But anyway, really kind of neat. And we spent a pretty fair amount of time up there, sort of checking everything out, because there really was a lot to look at over there. We had somebody take our picture, and I'm like, turn the camera sideways. We don't need so much sky. People never take the picture I want them to take. I can tell them to take the picture I want them to take. They will never take it.
There was somebody who took a picture of us recently
This was better, at least.
where
finally-
they turned the camera like in all different ways. So I thought that was a pretty good
I think it
thing.
was at the play that we were just at
Oh,
when we
yeah.
went to C6.
Right.
So, anyway, this is one of those things where I can just like look at details all day. And there were lots of other places like this was for people who didn't want to pay to get up there and go to the observation deck and whatnot.
Yeah, because you had to pay extra to go to the observation
There was a
deck.
Ferris wheel down at the water line, which was very cool.
It's so funny. We saw a lot of Ferris wheels on this vacation and didn't get to ride on a single one.
Yeah, we didn't go on one.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We never got close enough to any of them.
Right? Oh, let's see. Yeah, I took a bajillion pictures up there, of course. And then eventually we got back on, started heading back down.
When we went back, did we go to that fancy mall and end up in the Uniqlo in that fancy mall? Because I know we went to a Uniqlo,
Yeah, I thought so.
but I was trying to remember where.
I think it was there. This was the only. I like taking pictures of really fancy looking manhole covers. This was the only one I saw the whole trip. Japan, they were everywhere, and this one had like buildings with fireworks. I guess technically, I need to rotate it like that. There you go. You can see the tram and fireworks above the city and that kind of thing, which is
Wow, that is neat.
pretty cool. And but and just some of the look of some of this stuff, it looks so much futuristic design that looked really cool. Like this was a HSBC bank building, I think, and it was just had really cool struts that looked all futuristic.
There were also a couple of really cool parks that were just absolutely tiny.
Hidden.
Hidden, tiny, and we ended up in them because our route took us nearby or through them, and we just decided to detour into the park.
Yeah, basically we were next to it, and there was a sign that said "Go to this park," and we went, okay,
Yeah.
which was really cool. And so amidst all of this, and there's a fair amount of greenery. If you look at these pictures, there's a lot of trees and plants and things, which is sort of surprising because our trip to New York, there was less of that. And some of the stuff, like there's a building in the background here on the left that just looks like it's made out of old rocket engines or something. It's just, some of the design is absolutely insane to me that they did. And then there's like greenery hidden throughout all of it, which is sort of amazing. Let's see if I can find that park. Here we go. Chung Kong Park. Located at the busiest park of central Hong Kong, is a green oasis specially designed for and dedicated to city dwellers as a living reminder of the value of the environment in our everyday life, which is pretty cool. And so, it had some nice greenery and stuff. It was smack in the middle of all of these buildings. It had benches you could sit down and eat a little food, and some really old buildings, and they were right next to completely cool high-tech buildings that were just like, obviously came in later. But it was a weird juxtaposition. This was an old cathedral that was in the town that I think we got a better look at. But little waterfalls and things that was just kind of a surprise. It was just lovely. No paddling. I think they mean you're not supposed to swim in there, but...
Or stick your feet in it at all.
Right. It was pretty funny. There was another one that had something similar to that, which was like, no jumping or no something. But anyway, we really enjoyed that particular area. St. John's Cathedral is the Catholic Diocese of Hong Kong Island. It was fun. And then we ran into the maids again, who were just everywhere. It was kind of weird.
Those guys that are standing waiting for the bus are not the maids.
They are not the maids. The maids are behind them. Anyway, the Hong Kong has a reputation for having lots of neon. Most of that's sort of gone because everything's been updating. You can find occasional really old neon signs there depending on where you go. And we ended up like in this, what was essentially sort of downtown Hong Kong. walking through it, trying to find our way back to the train station and all of that kind of stuff. And whatnot. We got really good at figuring out which of these things would take our credit cards and which of them needed to use Octopus to get in and stuff. And then we went to a supermarket and bought some stuff. And this always made me laugh. Every train had a sign that said, "You are being watched by security cameras." And it had this really old school 1970s style security camera image. And then right next to it would be some, completely modern camera. I thought that was really kind of funny.
We had a hard time identifying what the image was at first. It looks kind of like a hover scooter.
Yeah, it did. It looked like it was a scooter for sure. A little rocket jet on the back. And they were so big on pictograms that you had to sometimes figure out what the heck they meant, And so much yellow and black striped tape. My gosh. Anyway, it was a really tremendous trip. Really glad that we went. And, staying at the Disney resort was pretty neat. And all of our trips ended with this little Disney car that had no people in them. And
yeah, because we traveled at off hours, which
yeah.
was good.
This was a picture of the moon from Hong Kong, which I decided to take because it was a full moon, and I knew that when we got back, it would be a full moon in LA. And so I took pictures of a full moon, the same full moon, 7,300 miles apart, which I thought was just sort of a cool, nerdy thing to do. But I did get up at 2 in the morning also to go take pictures of that. This was on our way back, so we were waiting. They had these pull-down seats so you could sit and wait for the bus to take you back to your hotel. And, obligatory pictures of the hotel, which I thought were really cool. Very steampunk, very fun. We haven't stayed
I forgot this was the night that you went out in the middle of the night.
It
That
was.
the night before.
Yeah, I got up at 2 in the morning because fog. I couldn't see the moon, and so it was really tough. And so nobody was there. This was our room from the outside, which was fun. And this was when I first tried to get pictures of the moon before Colleen went to sleep. And I'm like, that sucks. Anyway, it was neat. It had very tiki vibe, and good design, and very cozy and comfortable. Would recommend.
Yes.
And I don't know what this was. There was a thing that said temporary refuge space for people in wheelchairs, and I'm like, I wasn't sure what that was for. Is that in the case of some sort of emergency?
Well, if there's a tidal wave.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or an earthquake.
It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we really enjoyed. This was the Explorers Lodge in Hong Kong. And of course, everything was about their 20th. And I guess it's the 10th anniversary of Shanghai, but they weren't celebrating yet while we were there.
Right.
So.
Well, and both of the resorts were so into Chinese New Year that's mostly what we saw.
Yeah. And there was a lot of stuff. We have to remember to go and explore these things, I think, a little more while we're there. Because it was really interesting how many different levels they had here that you could go and explore and look around for different things. Every elevator lobby was a little different, had different art and that kind of stuff. This was me trying to get a picture of the entire elevator, which was so hard to do.
Yeah, it was like you were supposed to be in a hot air balloon.
Yeah. And every hallway had these binocular lights in them lighting up the corridors, which were really neat, with the sort of wallpaper runner down the thing. And, you kind of felt like you were in this sort of cool foreign location beyond just being in Hong Kong. It was very neat. There was a sort of bar lounge area you could go hang out in. That was cool. And then I finally got pictures of the moon at 2 in the morning but I had to fight to get them through the clouds. It was nuts.
Wow.
So many pictures that I like sort of finally kind of got. But anyway, yeah, I took lots of pictures of just little details of the hotel because I thought it was neat. While Colleen was hopefully sleeping.
I think I was.
But yeah, I mean, all told, it was a good trip. This was funny. You couldn't see this from the ground, but one of the upper levels that had balconies around the lobby had this sort of fake rope bridge.
Thing. How cool is that?
Yeah, it was kind of really neat.
Wow, I never got to see that.
And of course, it was like rock solid to walk across, but they did a really good job sort of making it look like it was a rope bridge.
I think part of the problem, too, with staying at the Disney resort at the very end of our trip was that I was so exhausted by this point that I was just, like, falling into bed. And, like, the day before when we had gone and looked at all the hotels, we walked between the hotels a lot. And just my feet hurt so much, I didn't want to stand up anymore.
We were exhausted.
It pretty much like made everything shorter because we were tired and didn't want to expend any more energy.
Yep.
Which is too bad.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But I'm glad that we didn't just. A lot of people who we talked to were like, "You're crazy for spending all 4 of your days or 5 nights at this hotel because you could go into Hong Kong." You'd be closer to everything in downtown Hong Kong, and it's probably less expensive, I guess. But for us, it was great because the train ride into Hong Kong was nothing.
Yeah.
And both in price and in time spent. And the hotel was just perfect. It was really great.
And some of the people we talked to who were staying multiple days on Disney property were moving from hotel to hotel.
We didn't like that idea either.
Which was weird, too. I'm like, no, if I get into a place I want to settle in, I don't need to stay in every hotel.
Yeah, I don't want to repack my luggage. I mean, I don't unpack and put my stuff into the drawers, but, you find the spot where your suitcase fits and where your shoes go, and it's like your little home away from home.
Yeah.
And I prefer to have one home away from home and not be bopping all over the place every night. Even though if you're staying in a Disney resort and you do that, you transfer to a different hotel, they pick your luggage up, I understand it, from your room and take it to the other hotel and put it in your new room. I could be wrong on that.
No, they do. It just seems tedious.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird. I think this was our last bus ride out. We had to go back to the transit center to get back on the train to get into the airport and whatnot. So this was sort of us saying goodbye to the whole resort. But yeah, all told, it's a pretty good one. Although I do think I like Shanghai better than the Hong Kong park. It was nice.
If I had to pick which of those parks, like I could go back and it would only be to one, I believe I would pick Shanghai, just based on the park. Like if we're not talking about anything else, just the park, then I would do Shanghai. We didn't get to compare what it was like staying at the resort in Shanghai because that was California prices.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive.
So we couldn't afford that. Hong Kong was less expensive to stay on property. So yeah, Shanghai was better than Hong Kong as far as the park goes. I'd have to say, of international parks, gosh, I haven't really factored Paris in. Of Asian parks, Japan, Disney Sea is number 1. Disneyland Tokyo maybe number 2, Disneyland Shanghai number 3, and Disneyland Hong Kong number 4 for me. I'm kind of iffy on the Disneyland Tokyo.
Yeah, and I would have to experience Paris again, I think.
Twist my arm.
Right. Because I have vague recollections of Paris.
Yeah.
And I think we need to spend like a little more time there. I know that I love the steampunk aspect of it. I really enjoyed a lot of it, but I also felt a little bit rooked. We had one day there, and a lot of things closed down at dusk, and
That we didn't realize.
it was wet and cold and rainy, and so I don't know that it was optimum. Like when we went to Shanghai, it was wet and cold and rainy, but we were prepped. We were ready for it. Not that we had the right clothes and stuff. It's just we knew it was going to be that bad. I don't think we were quite expecting it for Paris.
I don't think that can be the case because we knew we were there on December 25th, and that's the cold season. I just think that it was a different time in our lives too.
I liked,
and we only went to one of the parks.
I liked this on one of the trains that we took, where it basically gave you a little moving line that told you how long until you got to where you were going.
So this is the Airport Express, and it only has, in the direction we were going, there are only 4 stops.
Yeah.
There are 5 stops total. One of them is very close to the airport, and it was the other direction. It was their expo center, or where when they have Olympics, that's where their Olympics would be. So basically, for us, we only went 1 stop, but it was like half the route of the train to go that 1 stop.
That's funny. So here's the thing. It says, "Welcome to the United States," and then it goes back to one of those train pictures. I'm like, what?
That is funny.
Yeah. I think it's because we crossed the date line.
Oh, right, and your pictures got mixed up.
Here is a picture of the aerial tramway that we took from the train on our way to the airport.
Maybe that's why my pictures are mixed up.
So you can see the little hanging cars in the background that were going up to Victoria Peak. It was kind of cool. Yeah, I have an interesting thing where my pictures, I can take a series of pictures, and they will jump around because the time is slightly off. So it'll instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll be like 1, 5, 3, 4, 2. Which is crazy.
Mine is more a case of saving pictures that I had taken before.
Right.
So there are reprints of some of my pictures mixed into the very end of my line of pictures.
The airports were monstrously huge.
And in the airport, we tried to go to McDonald's to see if we could get another one of those strawberry yogurt drinks that I fell in love with. When we were in Hong Kong.
And there were 2 McDonald's in here, by the way.
And the McDonald's that we went to was probably the smaller one. And it was after security. The other one was before security. And they did not have the My Melody strawberry drink.
It was a total bummer.
Yeah.
But MC Escher designed this hotel, or this airport. It was just crazy. Absolutely nuts. But I appreciate this design like this. I mean, you could totally see them shooting a Star Wars episode in here.
Yeah.
Or Star Trek, even. Just really cool craziness. A lot of my pictures are crooked for some reason, and I don't know why. But anyway, it was pretty neat trip for sure. Except, so the only real drawback of flying home, the thing that made me sad, we had window seats. I had a window seat, and they had those windows that tint instead of close. And in the middle of the flight, you could not control your window.
Well, I would like to say that on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, for Valentine's Day weekend, one of the questions was, what is the thing that people argue about most on planes? And it is people who leave the window open when everybody else is trying to sleep.
Well, when I do it, like I'll raise it like 2 or 3 inches to see what's going on out there and try not to flood the compartment with light. And nobody's ever complained. And I've never put anybody out with it.
Well, you don't know that you haven't put anybody out just because they haven't complained.
Well,
But,
people are usually pretty forthcoming with.
but apparently that is the largest thing that people complain about on airplanes is people who open the windows when you're trying to sleep or watch a movie.
Oh, there's those. One of the things that I was trying to find a picture. I got some like threatening mail, and because it happened the same day, it's like all mixed up with my regular pictures. Let me see if I could skip ahead. The only real reason that I was disappointed with the window is because I like taking an occasional picture out there. But of course, when you have nothing but clouds, this is really boring, right? And you can see that the window is tinting already because it's like a dark blue. But the thing that made me really sad, if I can get there. So this is us, and we are passing Japan. We're on the coast of Japan, and we're passing Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is 13,000 feet tall. We are at 30,000 feet. We should be able to see Mount Fuji out the window. And back when I was a kid and we were flying, the captain would get on the radio and go, if you look out the right side of the plane, you will see the Grand Canyon. Or if you look out the left side of the plane, you will see the Mississippi River. They would point these things out to you. And I was so disappointed that I couldn't get any kind of good picture out the window. And all I wanted to do was lighten it up just a little bit. So
Yeah, it was too bad. But they really, on international flights, they really try to get everyone, they get everyone on, the plane takes off, they serve you food, and then they turn off all the lights and try and get you to sleep.
Right.
And then they wake you up and feed you, and then turn off the lights and try and get you to sleep.
But it was like 2 p.m. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It was a real bummer. Anyway, we made our way back pretty well, and they did let us have the window back eventually once we got over California. And it was kind of funny. So we passed over, this is Century City. And if you look there, you can probably spot Nakatomi Plaza, which I was able to get from the window, which I thought was pretty neat. So I know someone who works in that neighborhood. And so I got to send him a picture of his building from the air, which was kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, I like being able to take pictures out the window, and I love a window seat. I was so disappointed that I couldn't get my picture of Mount Fuji, because I'm probably never going to take that flight again. So, oh well, such as it is. Great flight though. Great trip. And now we got to organize. Colleen's been much better about posting her pictures than I have. I downloaded mine off the phone, but the problem that I had, as you saw here while I was flipping through some of these, where some of the pictures are way out of order, is that on my phone they're way out of order too. And so all I really want to do is go this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and post it. But it'll be like, since they're all jumbled up, I can't put them in the order that I want them to go in, because I want them in the order of the day that we traveled. And it's messy. So I'm going to have to do it, I guess, from my desktop and sort it out. But I'll get there eventually. We will do that. Anything else, Colleen?
I don't think so.
I did discover one thing that was a little scary, maybe. That was we got some souvenirs from Hong Kong, of course, and Oyumel, this little guy. He's on my microphone up here right now, hanging out, and he was a little turtle.
Oh my gosh, he glows.
Duffy and Friends, and under a black light, he glows, and he looks really sinister.
Wow, freaky.
It's like he's like, I'm watching you, and I'm like, ah.
gosh.
It was really funny. Anyway, he's super cute, and but I thought that was very, very kind of amusing. And then we bought we have a Stitch figure that is it also glows, but he's supposed to glow because he's Tron, which is very cool. Anyway, so next week when we come back to the show, since we're all done with our vacation, things should be back to normal. As opposed to like the Sean and Colleen travelogue.
Right.
And whatnot. And did we post a poll for people?
We didn't because I have been negligent.
No worries.
And I'm trying to figure out what exactly
to do.
To ask them.
I'll see if I can help. So we have this idea that we might split the show into two segments, where we have one segment that is hardcore news and, you know, reviews and opinions and stuff, the nerd news kind of stuff. And then the second part is the sort of like chatty conversation about our weekend and the events we did and things like that. So that people who don't want to listen to us be chatty can just tune in for the news part of it. So we're trying to figure that out. We want to know how you guys feel about it. We'll post a poll about it, see what you guys think and whatnot. And get your opinion, because we want to do what you guys want us to do. But we'll get to that eventually. Otherwise, we will see all y'all next week, next Thursday. I'll be on the air tomorrow on Good Morning Tatooine on Sci-Fi.radio. If you want to tune in for some funky music to start your weekend, we can do that. And but otherwise, more of the same next week. We're grateful to you guys for hanging out and tuning in, and especially, gosh, if you were like still here, which is very cool. Vicky and the Lady A and Boba-Kit's still here, and Talon Thorn. So you guys are diehards, man, for sure. But yeah, we should go to bed is what we should do.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, all. Be good people. May the force be with you, I guess.
May the force be with you.
And we will see you later. We never did do.
Don't book anything for the 29th to the 31st of February. Yeah, thanks, Kit.
We won't. It's covered already. It's
Right.
In fact, it's off our calendar.
Right. Marked it straight off.
All right. For you people watching on video, here are some credits for you as if you need those. We will see all you all next week when we do this again. Bye, video people.